I can tell you this, our team is going to be tough, our team is going to be smart, and our team is going to be highly competitive.
I ain't trying to hear that shit.
All right, good evening, Who That Nation. Welcome to the WDN Chatline podcast. This is the host CB, and I'm here with my co-host WD. WD, it's been a few weeks, yeah, right at 2 weeks. We hadn't been together on the show, man. But how you feeling, man? Glad to have you back.
Oh man, I'm feeling fine. For the most part, yeah, it has been a while. I mean, with how bad this team has been, this division in general, the fact that we supposed to be on top of this division, this shitty division, man. I'm just in my feels about the team. That's just where I look at things and just I don't know, man. It's just right now where we stand, where this team stand at right now. I mean, yeah, mathematically we are still in. The division is poor as it can be, but I feel like that Bucks game just really put a dagger to everything. I had enough. But we gonna talk about it, man. Let's get into it.
And Who That Nation, I hope you guys have had a very Merry Christmas. We sure did on our side. And then, like we said, man, it's been a little minute since we been together as a band. I believe the last time I was on I was recapping. Ain't no way I recapped that Bucks game. So I believe it was the Browns game. But either way, Who That Nation, it's been a minute. Like I said, just had a lot going on. I've personally been under the weather. Still getting over, whatever it is I have, a little bug. But definitely just glad to be back talking Saints football. And honestly, well, let me get to the chat right quick before I get into all of that. Let's go ahead and get to the comments, man. Welcome, Trav 504 said, "Who that, everybody?" See, we got the OG in the building. Shout out to you, OG. Trav 504 said he sold us that. Yes, fam, he definitely did. And OG, we had a very Merry Christmas, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to Whitley Jeremiah. Shout out to Brandon McGowan. Yeah, man, and Merry Christmas to everybody in the Who That Nation. And everybody in the world, man. Excuse me. I told y'all I'm on the weather, but yes, basically tonight we're gonna talk about the state of the Saints, and then we're gonna get into this matchup versus the Eagles. We really didn't chirp on, like WD said, really the Bucks game, the Browns game, we rebounded. What we had one more game before that, right? we had the Browns, we had the Bucks, then we got on the bye. We had the Browns and WD that we have. My mind done went blank, but we're on the 2-game skid. We're on the 2-game winning streak, and hopefully we can end the season out right. I'm gonna reiterate my stance before we get into the discussion. I personally am ready for the Saints to head into the off season. Like I said, I'm not satisfied by what's been going on with the Saints this season. Even though I know mathematically it's still a little slight chance that we could get in the postseason. The Bucks had to lose their last two. We win our last two, and we'll be NFC South champs. We know that really ain't no champs to us because we're gonna finish under 500 at best. But yeah, just like I said, my stats, man. I'm ready for us to get to the off season so we can start talking about things that's actually going to occur, not wishing and hoping for this and that to happen and something like and just say if things pan out, we do get in the postseason. Of course, I'm gonna be at my seat watching because anything can happen. But I don't want to see my Saints in the postseason. We only playing one ball game. I mean, I don't trust that my guys is gonna, get through the mud and go. Do we got the squad to do it? Absolutely, absolutely. We got the team to compete, but like I said, I'm ready for my Saints to get to the off season. But that's what the show gonna be about tonight. So let's go ahead and get into that. I see T Dirty in the building said I'm ready for the off season too. Damn, a playoff just end this nightmare. Fat fam. Well, shout out to you. Welcome. It's been a minute. But anything you wanna say WD before we get into this matchup?
Yeah, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the viewers, man. I see y'all. I hope everybody had a great Merry Christmas, man. I mean, it's been weird, man. The weather's been acting crazy, dog. From bad storms to I mean, freezing temperatures, dog. It's just been crazy, man. This has been a wild year, especially with our team. But I hope everybody's doing well. Um, yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got, man. I want to talk about this team and the craziness that's going on within this division. I just think at the end of the day, it's entertainment, man. It's entertainment to see that things are just bad. Just the fact that we are still in play is all entertaining. So let's talk about it.
And once again, who that nation, just please bear with me. Like I said, I'm still, getting recovering from, a little bad cold. Got a little cough, so just bear with me. But let's just give about 2 minutes on the Sean Payton news right quick, man. Do you think it's a possibility? Would you like to see it happen? I mean, it's out here, so I mean, it makes sense to at least just chirp on it. But do you think it's a possibility if the season out 500? Let's just say we get into the postseason. Do you think the Saints still bring Dennis Allen back next year, even if Sean is showing interest in coming to the Saints?
Well, first thing first, I think it is a possibility. I think depending. Look, let's keep it real. Sean Payton, he wants to come back and coach for some ball club. Now right now his options are really, I feel like decreasing, especially when you look at teams like the Chargers actually making the playoffs. You look at the Cowboys. Look, people can say whatever they want. Even if a team does lose round one in the playoffs, I don't see them firing their coach or trying to get shine. Begging to get shine despite losing one playoff game. So I'm just saying, I'm just putting it like this. His options are decreasing right now. His eyes, I don't see him just going to any other team. And what I mean by that, just any other team, like yes, the Broncos, they fired their head coach, of course, but man, that situation with Russell Wilson, man, the contract and everything is just really, really bad. So I don't see him going there. I do believe it's a possibility that he'll come back to the Saints. Will I like that? Okay, so will I be okay with that happening? I'm gonna keep it real with you. Yes, I'm okay with it because look, I'm not gonna sit up here and get on my knees and beg for Sean, man, because this dude, he left us. I feel like he quit on the team. However, I'm not gonna deny him. If he wants to come back, he wants to come back. It's sure a better situation than what we have with DA right now. And right now, it's just really bugging me that like all of a sudden the Saints want to start winning games, and now we sit up here looking at everything. We're like, oh well, now we gotta rely on this team to lose and that team to lose, and we gotta win out. It's just the same thing, man. Like if the team was handling business, all these close games, like yeah, we had some bad games, but there were some close games as well that we should have won despite injuries, and that falls on our head coach. So right now, I look at it like this, man. I wouldn't mind if Sean Payton come back. I'm not gonna shut the door on him. I mean, it's better than what we have now. Let's keep it real. If he was with us, I feel like it's pretty ironic. If he was with us, we would probably make the playoffs. We would have won this sorry division. The ironic part is the decision making because we have the receivers now. Probably don't have the best option at quarterback right now. The head coach and offensive coordinator positions are pretty bad right now. But when it's all said and done, with Sean, we would win this division right now. And I just find it funny that yeah, we found the receivers despite the injuries, and now we just don't have the head coach for it. So right now, the way things are going, I feel like the Saints are going to keep DA another year. Now, if Sean Payton comes back, I mean, if he asks to come back, I definitely see them moving on from DA if Sean wants to come back. I don't believe for 1 second. Like we all know, Loomis is Sean's best friend. They said it themselves, right? So I don't see him, keeping DA if Sean Payton wants to come back. And right now they're looking at Pete as the fall guy. Right now, Pete is definitely a bad play caller. I'm saying bad is an understatement. He's a terrible play caller. He's pretty much a huge reason why we're losing games at this point. Just no creativity. I seen a clip with the Bucks game. I can't stand that Bucks game. I'm telling you, that Bucks game pissed me off so much. Like I can honestly tell you, like the way the Saints been playing bad, I was just like, it is what it is, man. But that game itself pisses me off. And I seen a clip where Carson Davis, I can't stand that guy either because he ain't even like that. But he covering Callaway and he's running a slant on 3rd and 1. And he calls it out. He knew what play was about to happen. Callaway always runs a slant on 3rd down. It's just so embarrassing at this point. So right now, I believe Pete Carmichael is the fall guy. I feel like no matter what, they're going to be trying to move on and find another offensive coordinator while they're likely going to keep DA. I think they're going to just give DA the excuse that we had plenty of injuries. And like I said, despite injuries, we still should have won some games. So I'm going to keep it real with you. Let's say we win all the games. I'm not going to say fire him. I'm going to say demote him, but let's keep it real. If we were to, I feel like if the Saints were to demote DA, he probably won't accept the defensive coordinator position, despite probably not even getting a chance to have to be a head coach anywhere else. So I'm just looking at it like this, man. I wouldn't mind Sean Payton to come back. It's better than what we have. I mean, unless, we can sit up here and have debates for days. Anybody can sit up here and argue. I mean, find us a coach then. If you wouldn't accept him back, find us a coach then. Because DA clearly ain't the answer. So that's how I look at it. And yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. Like I said, I'm not going to beg for it, but I don't mind it. I won't mind it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm with you on that. I definitely wouldn't mind it. Looking at, when it comes to what the Saints could get if he goes somewhere else, yes, it's pros and cons to it, possible cons to it, because just because we get draft capital, we gotta make good selections with those picks. So that ain't no guarantee that, we getting this or that, or we getting a sure thing in the draft. We know how the draft goes. We got the Saints out of everybody know when it comes to the draft, we got multiple players we can attest to that's been selected highly in the first round, and we still, wonder where they're at. Davenport, for an example. So, like I said, you got draft capital. You could possibly lose if he comes back, but you getting somebody that has proven to be a coach week in and out. He's been proven to turn our organization into a competitive franchise, relevancy. So, I don't see who would say no to that. Who would be against that? I know about the, he left out. We can say, what our opinions, but deep down we really don't know. The man could have been having health concerns. Blood pressure plays a part in, stress and stuff. That's a stressful position. So we really don't know, why the man stepped down.
Yeah, look, let's keep it real. The full, I feel like the full message was that he wasn't giving up coaching or anything like that at that point. He was just saying that he was going to take a step back. Not the precise words, but it was something like that where he was going to take a little break. That's what he was saying. Now, we ain't, he ain't fooling nobody. We all knew that he would be coaching some team again
Right.
at some point. But look, let's not get carried away with the conversation. We can sit up here and say, yeah, man, Sean Payton, he can coach wherever the hell he wants to, and we can get the compensation. But who's to say that we're going to get a good enough compensation for it? Look, that's another downside to this whole thing when it comes to friendship between Loomis and Shine. What if we don't get the best offer? You know what I'm saying? What if they just, what if Loomis just accepts anything and just get, a late second round and third round? I'm not saying that that's horrible, but I mean, let's keep it real. We all want first rounds, right? Especially with the fact we don't have one and we just gave one up to the Philadelphia Eagles. So, I mean, look, it's a lot of speculation, but I don't think we should assume that we're going to get this nice, plate. I wish it was that simple. But yeah, let's just see.
Right. I mean, but yeah, if he come back, I mean, I like you said, I'm not begging for him to come back, but if he comes back, I mean, it is what it is. I'm gonna be supportive of it. I'm not gonna be like, no. Like you erasing 15 years, you denying that just because the man decides to step down, whatever he decides to do. But my thing would be if he's coming back, if he didn't want to be with the Saints, why would he take a year off and come back? I mean, what did that do with the team? Clearly, our team is shit this year. So, I mean, what did him stepping away and then him deciding to come back? What did that solve with, as far as the Saints getting better or helping him out? Nothing. So yeah, if he decides to come back, then obviously him stepping away had everything to do with what he said it was with health concerns and stuff. But like I said, that's another topic for another day. That's just a rumor that's out. Obviously, man, this guy has been our head coach for the past 15 seasons. So I mean, like I said, we got to talk about it. But as far as what it is now, we right here with the Eagles. I'm gonna say this, then we can get into this. As far as with this draft and stuff coming up in 2023, if I'm the New Orleans Saints, unless you can bring somebody like Lamar, it gotta be a free agent like that. If you can't do nothing like that, I'm doing everything it takes to possibly try to get in the sweet states for Caleb Williams in 2024. Might as well just bring back a vet QB on a 1-year deal, a prove it deal, whether that's like a possible Derek Carr. I think he's still on the contract, so he'll have to get traded. But I mean, it's other QBs. I doubt Jameis will be that guy if DA is still here. But yeah, something like that. When you talking about future QB, I try to do whatever it takes to go after Caleb. I know that's probably a long stretch, but this hooker. I mean, Caleb will hit the promise. He gonna be a dog when he get in the league. I mean, you can clearly see the potential on it. I mean, I ain't comparing him to Mahomes or nothing like that. He still got work to do. He's still in college, but his upside is very high. So we'll see. We'll see what they do, man. But let's get into this Eagles talk. We got the Eagles coming in this week. I thought at this time we was gonna be seeing Philly. At this part of the season, we was gonna be seeing Philly, with their backups and stuff in because they would have been clinched the East and stuff. But after last week's loss to Dallas, Dallas is still in it for the NFC East crown. So Philly can't sit their starters. But with that being said, I don't know what's going to be the status of Jalen Hurts this week. But if he don't play, I think Minshew is still good enough to give us a problem. I'm not saying, he dog or not like that, but he's good enough to still cause us some problems. If our defense don't show up to play. But the headline for me, man, is just CGJ. I don't know if he's gonna play this, but he's gonna be playing up against team if he's out there, man. So I mean, how you feeling on this matchup, man? What is your thoughts? Let's just start on the offensive side. Offensively, what do you think we need to do to be successful against that defense, especially if CD is out there on that other side?
Well, look, I just want to start off by saying, man, let's keep it real, man. I mean, this is one-sided. This is a team that only lost 2 games now, compared to they are a complete ball team. Look, I don't think they're the best team in the league. I don't believe that. However, they have enough ammo to give us issues like you pretty much see at CB. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Assuming that we don't get our asses kicked, I really hope we make it hell for this team. I hope we ruin their season. Much like Tampa Bay last year, I hope we ruin this team's season. You know why? Because, yes, I'm salty. I admit it. I'm salty. They got CGJ. They got our first-round pick. They top seed so far right now. And we do have a chance to ruin it. Not to say that it's going to happen, but we could ruin this season some type of way here. And I'm all for it. So, with that being said, man, look, first thing first, we know this D-line had a bad start to this season, correct? I feel like they've been better. They've been better the past few games. However, they have a bad matchup with the Eagles O-line, man. I feel like their O-line is the reason why. Well, besides Jalen, running all over us, man, and they do got some fast weapons at that. Their O-line is just so good, and I do know they're down a man. I think it's Lane Johnson, but I don't know what his status is at the moment. But their O-line gives us hell, man. We match up so bad. Like, to be frank and honest with you, those games versus Philly, the past few games, that's what we should have looked at the D-line coming into this season and realized that we should have revamped some of it. Not to say that we should have let guys go. We know we had guys that could possibly set up the future, like in Davenport, maybe Payton Turner and those guys. But, man, we need more speed on this D-line, and I feel like that O-line is a reason why we're still going to have problems. Now, if we don't deal with Jalen, yeah, Gardner, he does pose a threat, but let's keep it real with you. He's not no Jalen. He's not going to run all over us. I'm pretty sure of that. In fact, Gardner is a guy that you want for him to run outside the pocket and make him throw the ball. If you do that, keep the pressure on him, then I feel like you have a good chance to beat him. We played him once before. Sure, it was with the bad Jaguars. I think they only scored 3 points. In fact, we only kicked field goals. We had Teddy B. That was a few years ago. But yeah, they still got the weapons, man. I saw that. I think Lattimore, he participated. That would be a huge get. But looking at those weapons, man, they got AJ Brown. They got with Devontae Smith, man. They got weapons on that side of the ball. Right. I feel like they have a nice running threat, man. In Miles Sanders, I know he hasn't really bloomed like they wanted him to, but we got a guy that we familiar with that we should have kept, which is Boston Scott. They got some weapons, man, and of course they got some tight ends as well. So our hands are still pretty full, but I feel like if the D-line actually shows up and make Gardner, make him throw the ball, get him outside the pocket, make him dance a bit, stress him out a bit, we have a good chance. Jalen, if he wants to play, let him play. Like I said, I ain't gonna go into details, but if we got a chance to ruin this season, then so be it. Let's do it.
Facts. If I was the Eagles, I would sit Jalen. Because you rather let him be fully healthy than to throw him out there, he get hurt again. Now, you stuck with Minshew. I mean, I know you still fighting. You know the division is still up. You had closed the deal on that, but we gotta play it smart. The playoffs is right around the corner, so um. But just to start this off on the defense, I see a comment right here by Christopher Favor. Shout out to you, fam. Welcome. Said if we can get Lattimore back, take one of those guys out. I don't think Lattimore plays this week, fam. I think he's doing the approach as just waiting to see how things find out. If we make the postseason, I think he will. I believe he will play. Or if next week, if it just take us winning to get in, which we got a 1 o'clock game, so we're going to have to wait on other squads. He may play next week. I don't know, but I personally doubt that he plays this week. But yeah, if he comes back this week, yeah, one of those guys, he'll be on AJ Brown most likely. AJ Brown, the dog, man, he was in Tennessee, a dog up there in Philly, and then you got Devontae Smith to go with that. I mean, that's just all hell. We played the Eagles last year. We got toasted with them without AJ Brown. So now you're bringing that in there. So like I said last year, we seen the issues we had. We can't contest against that type of offense they run. Now, DA was the coordinator while that was taking place. So DA got to go back to the drawing board, set the defensive game plan up this week. He knows what took place last year, so hopefully, he got the guys ready. Excuse me. Excuse me, but on the outsides, it's gonna be a tough matchup. A Debo most likely gonna be on AJ Brown. Gonna have Then you're gonna have Alante on Devontae Smith. That's gonna be two huge matchups. But just besides that, man, just that read option. Um, I watched a little bit of the Philly and Dallas game. I'm not sure if they really ran it like that with Minshew in there, but I'm pretty sure they're going to run it a few times. Like I said, Minshew definitely not no Jalen with his feet, but I do think they're gonna try to run that a few times just to throw the defense off guard. They probably gonna try to come. They're probably gonna try to not use, you know, the first few drives in this lives that try to throw us off defensively, but can't sleep on Gardner Minshew. Like I said, he not no Jalen Hurst, but he's good enough to beat us. He's good enough to beat us. The running back definitely a dog. The offensive line, Lane Johnson, he's out. I believe he's out for the year. Um, but still, the offensive line is solid. The offensive line is solid up front. Our defensive line, we got to get to the quarterback. We got to get to the quarterback, touch him, make him uncomfortable, and we make him uncomfortable. Then that can carry over to the run game. Because if Minshew is uncomfortable, they're gonna keep it on the ground, and we gotta stop the run. So let's just make Minshew uncomfortable, get pressure on him, and stop the run. I think we should be successful defensively. It starts up front with the D line. If they let Minshew sit back there and we J Brown and Devontae against our two, I'm not doubting you know our boys, but I'm just saying it's gonna be tough. I mean that's just being talking honest right now, especially with AJ Brown. But
Hey man, I got one person to talk about, man. One person on our squad to talk about. And this ain't talking about the D line, because we can go at on the D line, we can talk about Davenport and so many other guys. I want to talk to a sophomore, man. Paulson Adebo, man. What's going on with you, man? Because here's the thing. Look, Lattimore, we don't know if Lattimore's going to play this game. He's participating, but it's not for sure thing. I understand he had an injury. I'm talking about Adebo. in camp because he was balling at camp. You know how it go. He balled and then he got injured and came back and looked like crap. Um, man, the Debo, man, get it together, dog. Because to be frankly honest with you, if anybody on the defense, like essentially, like was the reason why we lost that Bucks game, it was him. He gotta fix it. He gotta get it together, man. I guess you can call it a sophomore slump, but right now, Lattimore and Alante is making you looking like the odd man out. So he got to get it together. And really, this game, we need him. We need him to show up. Yeah, that's all I got to say. I feel like I got to call him out, man, because I don't know what's going on.
Yep, that's a fact. And I think it's done got to the point now that going into training camp next season, that position gonna be up for grabs. That's gonna be competition between him and the Alante for that number 2 corner position. So it's gonna be a battle. I mean, it's nothing less but to do that. You had no choice but to do that. Alante, he's been showing, you know, how much of a dog he is, young bull. Alante showed that last year. I mean, not Alante, Debo showed that last year. But I don't know if it's the sophomore slump or what. Debo had a hell of a training camp. I'm not gonna put the high ankle sprain on him, but I believe that injury, you know, kind of got a little saying how he's been playing. Them high ankle sprains, they can linger, man. I done dealt with one. It takes a while for the high ankle sprains to get fully back right. I believe that's what took Jarvis out the rest of the season too. I think his was a high ankle sprain. I mean, it's just hard to get over those things, especially, you know, the skill position. It takes time. It takes time for those things. So, you know, he's doing a lot of twitching. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to give him no pass, but I just know it's done got to the point now that going into training camp next season, that number 2 corner position going to be up for grabs. So we'll see, you know, what happens with that. But back, man, he going to have to ball his ass off. He going to have a physical receiver, physical good route runner, strong physical, just fast. So he gonna have a long afternoon, man. He gonna have to hold his own. I think Alante gonna hold his own against Devontae Smith. You know, just put a little pads on him. You know, kind of slow him down a little bit. But we'll see what happens on that side. Like I said, that's really the side that beat us.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, can't overlook with Bradley Roby in the slot. I mean, I don't feel like he's horrible, but man, when they throw a strong receiver in the slot versus him, I hold my breath, man. Because I mean, like, look at last week. I mean, like I said, Bradley Roby, he's not horrible, but when it comes to those stronger receivers, man, he just looks like a bowling pin, man. Like, you know, Amari Cooper, well, who else we seen? We seen Mike Evans earlier. I mean, there's a bunch of guys I could throw out there, but you just don't want, you don't want to see Roby going against them big receivers, you know. Not to say I'm not sure if they're gonna throw AJ Brown in there, but either way, he's gonna see somebody. So there's that.
Right. So I mean, so that's basically it on the defensive side. I mean, Mario Davis do want to take time to give a shout out to the Mario Davis. We know, excuse me, we know the Pro Bowl. We know the Pro Bowl. We look at it different ways, but the Mario, man, he definitely got some respect put on his name this year. It was selected to his first Pro Bowl, so just, definitely want to give a clap to the Mario, man, for making his first ever Pro Bowl. That still blows my mind, you know, how good this guy is. just been selected on Pro Bowl. That still blows my mind. But
Yeah, I mean, man, look, I feel like Demar has had a tough year too, because really this is one of his down years. But ironically, statistically, it's one of his best years. If not his best years, if we talking about stats, solely on
Mhm.
stats, because he got the most sacks he's ever had. In fact, I think he's leading the team in sacks. He got an interception, but he did have some tough moments, man. I mean, of course he's getting up in the edge and stuff like that. He's not, he's been missing some tackles that he normally make, man. He's been far from perfect, man. But when it's all said and done, even at the age he is now, he's still doing it, man. He's doing it big. So shout out to Damari, dog, because that's just a hell of a player that I wish we would have had even before we signed him, because he's just that much of a dog, man. You know.
Fast. Okay, so we can go ahead and switch sides, man. We can get on this offensive side of the ball. Andy Dalton last week. Andy Dalton, he wasn't needed as much. I believe he
Thank
was.
God.
I think he was 8 for 15 for 95 yards passing. He had under 100 passing yards, and we were still able to get the job done. But with that being said, he's going to be needed more this week. He's going to have to give us more passing yards than that. Make sound decisions, which he's been doing the set, pretty job at, making sound decisions and stuff. Um, we already know he's not going to be that guy to, be the driving force on our offense. Usually but most teams it's the quarterback that, that's driving away for you. He's not that guy. He's gonna make, the right right smart throws, try to keep us alive on possessions. Uh, but if he was that, I still believe that can give us a chance to win if everybody else is doing their part. They're gonna have to put the ball in Taysom's hands. They're going to put the ball in AK's hands. The offensive line is definitely gonna have to block. Um, Give them some time, give them some holes to run through. Um, as far as the receivers, we know Jarvis is done for the year. So Olave Olave is dealing with a hamstring injury. So I'm not sure, what's going to be the status on that for him this week. But if we can get him back, good. If we can't, Shaheed done an exceptional job last week. We definitely got somebody. We got us a good undrafted guy in Shaheed. One thing about the Saints, we've always been getting that key undrafted guy every single year. At least for the past 4 or 5 years, it's been that one key free agent, drafted free agent that's been rising to the occasion and been helping us out. And Shaheed has been that guy this season. Hopefully he can keep it up. He's getting open. We give him the ball, put the ball in his hands, and just he can eat.
Yeah, but the thing about Shaheed is, right now, I'm just gonna call it for what it is. He already seen better than most of the undrafted free agents we've had the past years. And to be honest with you, if he got more involved with the offense, this was a better team around him, much like Hardy. I would say that he's even better than Hardy. Like, think about it, Hardy, he was good, but he had much going for him from around him, with Sean Payton and everything. Shaheed, man, I'm telling you, man, this dude, he looked like a dog. So, yeah, I will say this though, Chris Olave, I feel like we need him. If he can't play, that's gonna be bad, man, on our part. I mean, it's already bad enough what we dealing with this team. I mean, you saw last week where we nearly could have lost the game because we snuck here throwing to freaking Kirkwood. I mean, who the hell knew he was even on the team at this point? When he threw that ball to when Dalton threw that ball to that dude, man, twice on third down, I'm just like, who the hell is that? Kirkwood. I mean, man, you can talk about Kirkwood, you can talk about Tre'Quan Smith, Hell, I even say I'm not gonna throw his name at it like that, but I mean Marcus Callaway, like, come on, man, it's like Marcus Callaway. I feel like he's better than those two, but man, it's just a mess. It's a mess. It's really unfortunate what happened with Jarvis, man. That's why I'm just like so upset with the fact that Shine he didn't pursue receivers like he should have, and now that he's not here, we got the receivers, but now we ain't got the coach for it. How they go, man?
Just a shitty situation.
Really terrible, man. I mean, like Jarvis is somebody we needed for years, dog, and now we finally got him, and don't got the quarterback that can throw the ball to him, nor they coach to utilize him. And then if we talking about utilizing weapons, what about AK on third down? Like, what is going on here? He can go all the way back to the Bucks game. Mark Ingram on third down. The dude was injured. This dude set up here didn't even get a first down, and later in the game, you still throw a pass to him on third down, which ain't even successful, by the way. What are we doing, man? Pete Carmichael, man, you gotta go. I say Pete Carroll, but at this point, man, what's the difference? I mean, Pete Carmichael, man, he's just terrible play caller, man. We have weapons, man, but it's just we not getting the best of these players right now. Chris Olave is supposed to be undoubtedly offensive player of the year. Besides of his injuries, this dude's supposed to be tearing up the league right now. He's supposed to have 1,000 yards, and now the fact with the injuries and just some of the play calls, some of the throws. I will say this. I will mention this. Okay, I can't put it all on the quarterback because he did drop some passes, some really good throws, just unexpected drops at that. But yeah, man, it's supposed to be offensive rookie of the year. But now we got guys catching up with him. We got that guy from Seattle, the running back. You got the other Ohio's dude with the Jets.
Garrett.
And then I mean, you look at the 49ers quarterback. He's a rookie, so he might get it, even on the last month of the season. But yeah, dog, tough situation. It's just speaking on this offense, man, in general. We got our hands full. I will say this. The Eagles' run defense is not good. That might be one of the reasons why they probably won't finish this year, but that's their problem. The problem is we can't really run the ball like that. We don't run the ball well, and with the injuries we got on the offensive line, that doesn't help our case at all. Sure, we run with Taysom, not using enough play action. We sit up here rotating Taysom in and out like every other play, dog. So it's like, dog, we so predictable at this point. We're so predictable. We got a few weapons that we could use. We don't got the quarterbacks who we rely on Taysom. Let's keep it real. Taysom should be the one out there running the ball every time if we had a shot to win the ball game at this point. That's just how desperate we are as a football team. So that's all I pretty much got, CV, as far as our weapons and what we could do. Because let's keep it real. If we don't got Chris Olave, we got – look, he's a fast guy. He could definitely probably beat Slade one or two good times, but the ball got to be there. We can't rely on it the whole game, though. You know what I mean? Just the kill shot, the deep throws and everything. If he's the only one getting open. Because you got Darius Slade. You got James Bradbury. He's pretty solid. So, I mean, they got the guys out there. Really, you don't want to be thrown on this football team, not in the conditions we got on this team, as far as just the play calling and everything, but and the quarterback. But yeah, I would say run the ball, but we just ain't successful at doing so. So right now we got our hands full, but I would like to hear your opinions on it.
Shout out to James Smart. Welcome, fam. He said Pete be getting hot before the games. Hey, fam. Some of them play calls, man, you wonder. It leads you to wonder, man, what the F is he doing?
Understatement. Hi. Sum up.
Oh, man. And he also said, we don't run the ball enough to expose the Eagles. That's a fact, fam.
Our run game is poor. Let's just keep it a buck. It's poor. Like, I mean, I get if you run a ball so many times in the ball game, eventually we can start get going, right? But if you just look at everything, I mean, we don't have all the pieces within the old line. Sure, Caesar's playing pretty well. I think Pete's still down, right? Somebody out for the season. Is it McCoy? I forgot. I forgot. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I've been so fed up with the team. I ain't been keeping up 100% on who's injured on the offensive line, but it's just so much problems, dog. We got David Johnson, man, the guy who was balling years ago, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? We got AK, but then we running up AK up the gut at times like that, man. This is why AK he's getting banged up and stuff like that. It's a mess, man. We can't get to the second level with the offensive line, man. The run game is just poor, and with everything else, the fact that every play call seems predictable at this point, we just don't seem like we can run the ball unless we using Taysom for the most part. Now, AK, that was very encouraging to see that he broke a few last week. But will we keep that up? I don't know.
Facts. And Christopher Faber says Cesar Ruiz is out. Oh, okay, fair.
Yeah, I knew it was somebody. I knew it was somebody. It was one of them. And I mean, that means we got to see Throckmorton. Come on,
Brandon McGowan, he said this receiver course way much better than 2021 team, but damn, Sean Payton is missing out on this here. Even Jameis can make something with this core after week 6, I believe, to get chemistry down. I agree, fam. I mean, we mentioned earlier, about the Sean stuff. I mean, we see what he does, but yeah, it's just kind of crazy. The year that he leaves, we finally get some receivers. He definitely would have scoped out Shaheed and been utilizing the guy. And yeah, I believe Jameis would have been in because I mean he was basically brought in to prove whether not he can possibly be our franchise or not. I believe that was the whole thing behind this. But like I said, I don't have those answers or anything. That's something DA has to answer at the end of the season. Um, but we'll see.
this comment here. Christopher Vales, man. Shout out to you, man. I'd rather I'd rather watch Jameis Winston than Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton is boring. You ain't lying. I mean, this has been some of the most boring offense. I thought last year was bad, man, but this is bad, man. I mean, it's just so boring, dog. And you just sit up there and you just gotta sit through it all, you know. Even if it's third and long, man, you just gotta expect a dump off, man, to the running back or somebody, just some short yardage and hoping that they get some yards after catch, man. Begging for them to get yards after catch. So uninspiring, sad, man. But it is what it is. Again, I'm gonna say it again. Let's keep it real. Both quarterbacks are not long-term answers. However, Jameis did not get a fair shot. He didn't get a fair shot. He was injured.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, we saw Andy Dalton twice as much as we seen Jameis if we combine this season and last season, which is freaking crazy at this point. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got.
Okay. And we can read one more comment, then we can go ahead and give our final thoughts. Might as well get ready for Derek Carr. I mean, I guess that's the off season top. I seen that comment. Well, I seen that source or something information come out earlier about possible Derek Carr. I mean, it's gonna be stuff thrown around to different teams. We'll see. We just have to see what happens.
You seen how the music stopped, huh? The music stopped because I'm not even entertaining that one. I've seen that one too, but you gotta be kidding me, man. Y'all don't see Josh Jacobs over there crying? Like, it's bad, man. It's bad. I don't want to see Derek Carr. I know our options are pretty bad. I don't want to see anybody like Jimmy G. I don't want to see any of those type of quarterbacks. But I do know it's a possibility that might happen. But again, once again, I'm gonna say it. I'm not even entertaining it.
Right. Like I said, with it's the NFL, you never know what can happen. We don't know if Lamar and the Ravens can reach on the deal. I mean, as I said, we don't know what can happen, but we'll see.
Brandon, Brandon said, hell, even Bridgewater could move the ball. Well, move this offense to score in 2019 than Dalton this year. Plus, Taysom is excitement TV as well. I'm so glad you brought that up because, I mean, people remember when there was talk about us resigning Bridgewater, that being a possibility, and, they had some mixed thoughts on that. Like, I definitely didn't want Teddy to be a long-term answer because anybody that watched those games, they was relying heavily on the run game. And yes, Teddy, he did have some nice, passes to MT and stuff like that, man. But we had problems scoring if we look at that stretch. But Brandon, you hit it, man. He was even moving the ball much better than what we are seeing with this team, even with weapons. So you hit it on the mark right there, my man.
Facts. So, WD, man, you got any final thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
Oh, well, man, look, first off, I just want to say it has been a long season. And I look, it was so crazy is we now, of course, got 17 freaking games now, so the season is going to feel even longer. Because I was thinking about, like, man, the season's supposed to end. It's New Year's coming up, and we still got a whole nother week to play after that, man. It's just crazy, dog, ridiculous. The season did start out pretty weird. Like, right now, as bad as the division was, I feel like a lot of teams we didn't expect to be losing so much, losing. Like, Packers, they don't got no receivers, but they suck. They suck. I know they got a chance to get back into the playoffs and stuff like that. But it's just been a weird season. And to be frankly honest with you, I'm ready for this season to be over with. I know some of y'all can agree with that, like you said, CB. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think Carolina could take the division. I would rather them take the division because I don't want to see Tom Brady get a chance at anything. Although their team, the Bucks are pretty bad. They're pretty bad, bro. I think they're gonna get steamrolled by somebody. Not saying it'll be first round or anything like that, but I think they're gonna get steamrolled if they do make it. That's not to say that I'll be rooting for any one of those teams. Both of those teams can screw themselves. I can't stand either of them, but I will rather that Panthers do it just because I think they're gonna get steamrolled too by somebody. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I gotta say regarding this team and season, just in the NFL in general. Shout out to the chat, shout out to the viewers. Thank y'all for rocking with us, man. We sorry that it's been a while. It's honestly been a pretty busy few weeks, to be honest with you. Not only with just the holidays, man. It's just a lot of stuff been going on. It ain't just been a team, being bad as they could be and stuff like that. It's just been pretty wild these past few weeks. I mean, like I said, y'all, this whole season, this whole year has just been crazy. Just really interesting to say the least. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I'm not saying that I'm expecting to win, but I would like to screw the Eagles season. So let's do it. Let's see what we got. That's pretty much all I got, CB.
Okay. Shout out to the chat, man. Definitely appreciate you guys for coming on tonight. Watching this. Like I said, I know it's been a little minute, and honestly, as the days move forward, it will be more involvement from the podcast. So just be on the lookout for that. Like I said, honestly, I'm just ready for the season to be over. If we get in the playoffs, of course, I'm going to be supporting the guys. But like I said, I'm ready for the off season so we can see what in the world we're doing moving forward as far as head coach and what we're doing with a QB. You know, is we gonna grab a franchise already made QB free agent? We'll see. Like I said, anything can happen. You got guys like Lamar, etc. We don't know, but I'm just ready to get to that, man, because we got some unknowns as far as our head coach, as far as the QB. I thought we was gonna have an answer, at least at the QB position. I thought we was gonna have an answer for that this season, but we don't got an answer for that. So now we're going back into this off season, wonder what's going on. So ready to get to that phase. Um, but yeah, just be on the lookout for more content. Like I said, as the season winds down, be on the lookout for more guests. We're gonna start having guests back on, guys like T.J. Jones, um, Big Q, Nola Bros, Dolph. Guys like that. You guys are pretty much familiar with. But yeah, as we get into the end of the season, going into the off season, definitely gonna get those guys on at some point, and we'll just have a round table or just a guest on one of our shows, man, just talking about what we think the Saints gonna do in the off season. So other than that, man, once again, hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, and excuse me for me being on the weather, got a little bad cough, but it is what it is. Got through it, and want to read this one comment by Whitley Jeremiah. Said, "Don't forget, y'all have some great blessing. Y'all have some great blessing news for my mom's health. Though my mom's a cancer free, there's no cure for my mom's health situation. Though prayers up for your family, Jeremiah. Um, hey man, I don't experience a family member with cancer, so I definitely, understand what that journey is like. But yeah, man, definitely prayers to you and your mom, your family. Um, and that's pretty much all I can say, fam. Prayer. That's the only thing that's gonna help sustain that situation, fam. So shout out to you. My thoughts and prayers along with the family.
Prayers up, Whitley.
But once again, before we close this out, just to be sure to like, subscribe, follow the WDN Chatline podcast. This the WDN Chatline podcast, and we are out. Who that?
For life.